Every 40 seconds in the United States, a person over the age of 75 falls and suffers a fracture. Every 40 seconds. While you are watching this video from beginning to end, dozens of older adults will already be lying in hospital beds, confused, frightened, and asking the same question: how did this happen? What makes this situation especially striking is that the overwhelming majority of these people were not sedentary, not careless, and not irresponsible about their health. They walked regularly. Many of them walked every single day. They went outside in the morning, no matter the weather, no matter the season, rain or heat or cold, believing with complete sincerity that this habit alone was enough to keep them strong, mobile, and protected. Walking has been praised for decades as the simplest and most accessible form of physical activity, and for good reason. It improves mood, supports the heart, helps regulate blood sugar, and gives people a sense of independence. But here is the uncomfortable truth that almost no one explains clearly. After a certain age, walking alone stops being sufficient to protect the body from falls, fractures, and loss of independence. People do everything they believe is right, and yet one ordinary moment changes everything. A slip on a flat surface at home, a stumble on a low curb, a slight loss of balance when turning too quickly. There is no dramatic accident, no extreme situation, and suddenly life is divided into before and after. Before, independence, confidence, daily routines. After, pain, fear, surgery, months of rehabilitation, and the constant anxiety of falling again. When people ask, "How is this possible? I was moving, I was active, I was doing everything right," they are not wrong. They are simply missing a piece of information that is rarely discussed. There is a biological process that begins quietly and accelerates with age, especially after 70 to 75. It is called sarcopenia, which simply means age-related loss of muscle mass and muscle function. The word sounds intimidating, but the process itself is deceptively silent. Muscles do not disappear overnight. They slowly melt away, like snow under a mild spring sun. This happens gradually, year after year, often without obvious symptoms at first. And here is the most important part. This loss happens even if a person walks every day. Walking does not stop sarcopenia. It does not fully activate the deep muscles that protect us when balance is suddenly disturbed. This is why so many people feel confident until the exact moment they fall. You may feel active, you may feel mobile, but the systems responsible for instant stabilization are weakening in the background. Ask yourself a few honest questions. Has it become harder to stand up from a low chair or sofa without pushing off with your hands? Do you ever catch yourself holding onto furniture while dressing, especially when standing on one leg? Do wet floors, icy sidewalks, or uneven ground make you feel uneasy? Have you ever woken up at night and hesitated to stand up because you were unsure of your balance in the dark? Do you choose the elevator instead of stairs even when it's only 1 or 2 floors? If at least one of these sounds familiar, you are not alone. The majority of adults over 75 experience some version of this, even those who consider themselves active. Over decades of medical observation, the same scenario repeats itself endlessly. A person walks daily, feels proud of their discipline, hears praise from family members, and believes they are doing everything necessary to stay healthy. And then one awkward movement leads to a fall, and the consequences are severe. The problem is not lack of effort. The problem is misunderstanding how the aging body actually works. Imagine an old house that looks solid from the outside. The walls are straight, the roof is intact, the windows are in place. But inside, the supporting beams have weakened, the foundation has shifted, and the internal supports are no longer reliable. From the outside, everything appears fine until one strong gust of wind causes serious damage. This is exactly what happens when we rely only on walking. The large muscles that move us forward remain relatively active, but the small, deep, stabilizing muscles gradually weaken. These muscles are responsible for balance, posture, and rapid corrections when something unexpected happens. After the age of 75, the body loses roughly 3% of muscle mass each year. Over a decade, this adds up to nearly a third of total muscle tissue. What is especially alarming is that the muscles lost first are not the ones we see or feel easily, but the deep stabilizers around the hips, ankles, spine, and pelvis. These muscles are the body's internal safety system. During normal walking, mainly the large muscles of the thighs and calves are engaged. This is beneficial for circulation and general endurance, but it leaves about 40% of the muscles required for balance undertrained. In other words, almost half of the body's protective mechanisms are effectively switched off during simple walking. Research consistently shows that older adults who rely solely on walking have a significantly higher risk of falling than those who add targeted strength and balance exercises. Meanwhile, people who perform simple, well-chosen exercises to train balance, coordination, and deep muscle strength reduce their risk of falls dramatically, often by more than half. And yet, most people are never taught this. Instead, they are encouraged to buy better shoes, use tracking devices, count steps, or purchase walking accessories. These things are not harmful, but they do not solve the core problem. They are promoted because they are easy to sell, not because they address the underlying physiology of aging. The truth is that after 75, movement alone is not enough. The body needs training, not just activity. Movement maintains what already exists, while training develops what is missing. This distinction is crucial. Even the widely promoted idea of 10,000 steps per day did not originate from strong scientific evidence, but from marketing. What truly protects an older person is not the number of steps taken, but the ability of the nervous system and muscles to respond instantly to loss of balance. This means being able to recover when you trip, stabilize when you are bumped, and regain control when you slip. That ability does not come from walking alone, it comes from specific training. This is where a small set of simple exercises becomes life-changing. The first exercise involves pushing against a wall. It may sound too easy to matter, but it activates dozens of muscle groups at the same time. The arms, chest, back, abdomen, and legs all work together to keep the body aligned. This teaches the body to function as one coordinated unit instead of isolated parts. Coordination is a key factor in preventing falls. The second exercise focuses on strengthening the muscles at the front of the thighs using gentle resistance. These muscles protect the knees and play a major role in standing up, climbing stairs, and absorbing shock. Strengthening them reduces pain, improves confidence, and makes daily movements safer. The third exercise is the most underestimated and the most powerful. Slow, controlled balance movements, similar to Tai Chi, train the brain as much as the muscles. Balance is not just a physical ability, it is a neurological one. These movements teach the brain to detect shifts in weight, adjust posture, and send rapid signals to the correct muscles in the correct sequence. This creates what specialists call a reserve of balance. Even when something unexpected happens, the body reacts automatically and efficiently. The fourth exercise involves gentle heel drops. This creates a small, controlled impact that travels through the bones. Bones are living tissue, and they respond to mechanical signals. These micro-impacts stimulate bone-building cells, helping to slow or even reverse age-related bone loss. Even at an advanced age, bones can become stronger if given the right stimulus. The fifth exercise is a controlled squat with a pause at the lowest comfortable point. This exercise engages nearly every major muscle group and triggers hormonal responses that support muscle growth, tissue repair, and overall vitality. Even in older adults, this type of training helps the body regain strength and resilience. All 5 of these exercises together take about 15 minutes a day. 15 minutes. Less time than watching a TV program. Less time than scrolling on a phone. Less time than waiting in line. These minutes are not an inconvenience. They are an investment. They are a way to protect independence, dignity, and quality of life. It is not necessary to start with all exercises at once. In fact, starting slowly is better. Choose one exercise. Practice it daily for a week. Let it become routine. Then, add another. Gradual progress is safer and more sustainable. Creating a small, dedicated space for practice helps build consistency. Tracking progress, even in a simple notebook, reinforces motivation. People who begin training even after serious injuries often regain confidence and mobility beyond what they believed possible. The most important message is this: after 75, walking alone is not enough. 5 simple exercises can address the real causes of falls, and just 15 minutes a day can reduce the risk of falling by up to 65%, restore confidence, and allow people to trust their bodies again. It is never too late to start. Even one small step today matters. 1 exercise, 5 repetitions. This is already a victory. Taking care of your body is not about fighting age. It is about working with it intelligently. A long, active, independent, and meaningful life is not reserved for the young. It is available to anyone who understands what their body truly needs and gives it the right kind of support. If this video was helpful and you want to keep getting simple, science-based guidance for staying strong, mobile, and independent as you age, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I regularly share proven exercises, practical health tips, and clear explanations that actually work in real life, especially for adults over 50 and 60. Hit the subscribe button, give this video a like, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps the channel grow and allows me to reach more people who want to move better, feel stronger, and live healthier for years to come.